You are listening to Radio Long Island City, recorded at our studios near Hell Gate, 9 kilometers north of the Harbor Hill Moraine. And now, the Observatory. The Observatory, Wednesday the 26th of February, 2025. It is 67 days after the winter solstice. It is 22 days before the spring equinox. By the French Republican calendar, it is the 8th day of Venteuse, the day of the violette, the violet. The sun rises today at 6:34 a.m. Solar noon takes place today at 12:09 p.m. The sun sets today at 5:44 p.m. Civil twilight ends at 6:11 p.m. and nautical twilight ends at 6:43 p.m. The length of daytime today is 2 minutes 38 seconds longer than yesterday. The moon is in its waning crescent phase and is 2% full at midday. The new moon will arrive tomorrow. These are the predicted tides today for Horns Hook. In the wee hours, low tide, 2:22 a.m., minus 3 centimeters. In the morning, high tide, 8:45 a.m., 1 meter 52. In the afternoon, low tide, 2:58 p.m., minus 18 centimeters. In the evening, high tide, 9:15 p.m., 1 meter 40. In our shared realm of plants and animals, in Socrates Sculpture Park, Mamoun Nukumanu's structure, Earth Resonance, is made of live willow boughs. In between the arches of willow, many other plants filled the gaps to create a lush, opened, domed structure. But now with the winter, all has died back. However, 5 or 6 pussy willows are putting on a fine show with delicate, fuzzy pink buds. Commemorations. At the stroke of noon on this very day in the year 747 BCE, the Nabonassar era began, according to the reckoning of the Roman scholar Claudius Ptolemy. The era was named after Abu Nasir, king of Babylon, who ascended the throne on this date. Ptolemy's chronology is still used as a basis for calculating dates before the Common Era. On this day in 1616, the Roman Catholic Church banned the astronomer Galileo Galilei from expounding the view that the Earth orbits the Sun, which of course it does. On this day in 1870, the Beach Pneumatic Transit Line opened in New York City. Designed by Alfred Ely Beach, the Underground Railway used pneumatic power to propel train cars through tubes. The line had just 2 stops near City Hall in Manhattan. 3 years later, it was defunct, and the air pressure system of propulsion was not adopted in the subways that were eventually built in the city of New York. A solemn day of remembrance. On this day in 1885, the Berlin Conference granted the Congo to Belgium and Nigeria to Great Britain, as the European powers completed their colonial carve-up of Africa, a reminder of the time when the great powers felt free to conquer whole countries at will. Today is a felicitous anniversary for 2 national parks. On this day in 1919, the Grand Canyon National Park was established, and on this day in 1929, just 10 years later, Grand Teton National Park was established. Both, of course, were created by acts of Congress signed by the President. On this day in 1829, Levi Strauss of blue jeans fame was born. On this day in 1852, John Harvey Kellogg, who co-created Corn Flakes, was born. On this day in 1908, Tex Avery was born. The animator was instrumental in creating Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Porky Pig, and Elmer Fudd. And on this day in 1928, Fats Domino was born. One of the first pioneers of rock and roll, he actually said in 1957, "What they call rock and roll now is rhythm and blues. I've been playing it for 15 years in New Orleans." And that is the Observatory, Wednesday the 26th of February, 2025.